in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about 3 DeFi AI agent coins that I feel that are highly undervalued and that would be worth consider scooping up. So what we'll do is we'll jump on the first one right here, and I'll share my reasons why, and that's the most important thing of why I believe that these undervalued DeFi AI agent plays, are going to be some of the biggest winners in this bull run. And the very first one is swarmnode.ai. Now, swarmnode.ai, what it allows you to do is allows people to deploy serverless AI agents in the cloud. And so to contrast that with the current model, so the current model is if you want to, let's say, release a website or something, what you do is you go to a company that provides server service, pretty much, kind of like GoDaddy, right? So you would go to a company that provides server services to host your website. So here, what Swarmnode AI allows you to do is allows you to host your AI agents serverless in the cloud. And a big part of that, one of the big benefits of going with Swarmnode as opposed to just hosting on a server is it actually only charges you for your actual usage. For example, according to the description right here, it says stop overpaying for unused resources. With us, you only pay for the exact time your agent runs. Unlike traditional models that charge for a full month, we bill per second of agent execution, making it fair and cost effective. So this is really, really huge because choosing to go with Swarmnode and having them host your AI agents as opposed to the traditional way, you're really taking advantage of their pay-as-you-go model. Whereas if you went with the traditional way, you'd be paying for the full month, and maybe you're just using it once or twice. So, in that sense, you'd be wasting a lot of money. So the very first reason why I believe AI or server or Swarmnode AI has tons of potential is, first of all, has a monetizing business model, right? And one that is more updated to how people use services today. A lot of people don't want to be paying the cost, to pretty much rent these resources out for a full month, and they would rather use these services as pay-as-you-go basis. So the business model is intact. They could bring in revenue. And the second reason right here is a big deal. They got actually accepted into NVIDIA Inception program. So what this reminds me of, if you're familiar with what incubator programs are, they're pretty much the programs that foster the growth and acceleration of early stage startups. And Swarmnode AI is very, very early. I believe it's only about a month and a half old. So just the fact that it got accepted into NVIDIA's Inception program is a big deal. And and the overall impact of being accepted into this program for Swarmnode AI is that now Swarmnode AI has access to a lot of the resources that NVIDIA has. So to see NVIDIA as like their the rich uncle, if you want to call it. So Swarmnode now has access to, the expertise of the team, for example, even the resources and so forth, so they could build out product a lot faster compared to their competitors. So this is, one big reason that I believe Swarmnode.ai has a huge advantage over their competitors. And moving on to the next reason here is they made a major partnership with Zapier. Now, Zapier has been around for a very, very long time. So you can see by the X page right here, actually, they joined X in September of 2011. So Zapier has been around for about 14 years now. So that lends, those two aspects alone, is being accepted to, NVIDIA, which is, the biggest or one of the biggest companies in the world, and being accepted into their program. And then secondly, now partnering up with with a credible company such as Zapier brings huge credibility to Swarmnode. So what Zapier does, it allows you to automate the workflow of your business operations. For example, one example could be drafting email replies to customers or talk to leads 24/7 with custom sales chatbot. So really what this partnership between Swarmnode AI and Zapier allows you to do, it allows the automation process to now become incorporated into the workflow of the business operation and have all that hosted on Swarmnode's AI's serverless cloud. So a big jump in terms of how how to increase the efficiency when it comes to your business operations, especially now implementing the effectiveness of AI agents. So, once again, if we look at the market cap for Storm, we could see that the current market cap is saying about $43 million. In my opinion, when you just look at those three factors alone, has a monetization model. Secondly, it's been accepted into NVIDIA's program. And thirdly, it's already partnering up with companies that have been around that have a lot of credibility, and there's real usage around that, especially when it comes to making business operations more efficient. So, my outlook for StormNode is very, very positive. I think StormNode will be one of the big winners of this bull run. So the next DeFi AI agent play has Apple vibes to it. And one of the big reasons that Apple became the first $1 trillion company was because in the early 2007s, well, let's say 2010s was when things really took off for Apple, was that it created the App Store, which was revolutionary, especially when it came to the mass adoption of smartphones. So right now, the current market cap of Apple is sitting about $3.5 trillion. So this next play here has those Apple vibes. And a big reason of that is because it is the AI agent app store. So, that is the branding that is around Autonomous. So right now you can just see right here that Autonomous incentivizes and coordinates different parties to launch autonomous agents that form entire AI economies. And just by looking at the numbers right here, it seems that there's a lot of activity that's already coming from Autonomous. So they are getting quite a bit of traction. They have close to 4 million transactions made by Olas agents, of which half of those are actually agent-to-agent transactions. So that is very, very interesting here. So, if we look at let's have a look here to see what their agent app store says. So we could see that Olas is the original AI agent app store. So this could be absolutely huge because a lot of people, they're going to go to, the AI agent app store, and they're going to be able to want to find the AI agents that they want to be, want those AI agents to be working for them pretty much. So if Autonomous is able to create that app store where now it becomes the center or the central hub for people to come and, let's say, download the AI agents, that could be absolutely huge. So that's the reason why, I believe that Autonomous has Apple App Store vibes to it. So that would be the first reason. So if it could become the App Store of AI agents, that's absolutely massive. We saw what the App Store did to Apple in terms of its market cap, boosting it to over trillions of dollars in market cap. And right now, the market cap of Autonomous is only $61 million. So that's a far ways off from, reaching $1 trillion. So imagine if Autonomous gets into the trillions of dollars in the future in terms of its market cap. The return on that would be just absolutely gigantic and mind-blowing. So that's the very first reason why I believe that Autonomous has a lot of potential, is because it's branded to be the very first app store when it comes to AI agents. The second reason is, if we look right here, is that Autonomous raised $13.8 million. And, having access to money is absolutely key, especially when you see right now, when the market's really, really bleeding and there's a lot of fear in the market. You want to be able to, invest in companies that are well funded. And the reason why you want to invest in companies that are well funded, especially during this time, is because they'll have the money and the resources to weather the storm. Whereas, the opposite is, if you have, let's say, a company that doesn't have the resources to, to go through the rough periods, is that it eventually goes bankrupt and goes away. So that's why, Autonomous has a lot going for it, because it could still raise money at a time where, where the market is still red. So right now has access to a lot of capital to not only survive, but also to continue to evolve and progress at the same time. So Autonomous is the second DeFi AI play that I believe has a lot of potential. And, if we look at on cookie.fun, for example, we can see it has about 14,500 holders. And even when over the last 7 days, when the market has been in the red, its mind share, or market share has been increasing. So its current mind share is sitting at 0.35%. So it has tons of room to to grow from here. And also what's really important is that it was able to continue to become even more popular during the last 7 days when the entire market was taking a big hit. So those various factors come together to make Olas a very attractive investment to get involved with, if it could become the next app store of AI agents. So this next DeFi AI play is really, really special because this is the first time that I've ever heard of any type of play that does what Story Protocol does. So if we go to the website, we can see that Story is the world's IP blockchain that transforms intelligence into programmable IP assets. So let's just scroll down a little bit more here. And, this description here is pretty accurate as well as in terms of what it actually does. So IP is the store of value in the era of AI. Just as Bitcoin emerged in the wake of financial crisis, Story addresses AI's Napster moment head on. IP is the scarce and invaluable asset of today's intelligence economy. Story is a purpose-built L1 blockchain that tokenizes IP, or intellectual property, into programmable store of value in an AI-driven world. So pretty much what that means is that Story Protocol is a blockchain that uses AI to make the entire process of getting the IP around your digital asset created more efficiently and faster. Because traditionally, if you want to protect, let's say, your digital asset, and create that moat of IP protection around it, you would have to go through a process of filing legal papers and then going through a lawyer, for example, to get all the legal work done. But with Story Protocol, it allows creators to be able to protect their creations or digital assets on chain a lot faster, as opposed to going through that tenuous and expensive process of getting intellectual property protected through a lawyer. So this is very important because it's very similar to how, if you're an artist, for example, and you create a song, that is your digital asset, for example, that you want to be protecting. So you just don't want anyone to be able to use it to make money, especially if your asset is a commercialized asset. And that's why artists, for example, their songs are protected through a lot of legal documents. And if you're to use their let's say their songs, for example, then let's say radio stations would have to pay a royalty to use their songs, right? So here it's pretty much the same thing. So it's giving the power to the everyday creator, where someone creates an NFT or something of that example that's recorded on the blockchain, and they're able to commercialize it, and yet at the same time have the same legal protection if anyone violates and uses their digital assets in a way that benefits somebody else and does not share that benefit with the original creator. So this is something that I believe is going to be absolutely huge. A more efficient and faster way to give the everyday creator IP protection so that they could benefit from the commercialized side of their creations.